Ahoy! Welcome in to the Junk Drawer, part of the Cork Bats Podcast Network. This is a sad day here for the podcast. It's a really sad day, which we will get to here in a bit. I'm Austin. That's AD. Wait a minute. AD's not here. That's Chris Rongey. Chris Rongey filling in for AD. Chris, how are you, dude?
I feel good. I don't know if I want to hear why this is going to be sad or not, but
oh yeah, we didn't even tell you. We didn't even tell you off the top. But yeah, we've got something coming. That is Grit. What's going on, Grit?
What's going on, fellas?
There it is. That generic intro that Grit does every single week. Everyone, I'm sorry to say that is the last time you will be hearing that. This is Grit's final episode on the Junk Drawer.
What the hell?
I know, Rongey. Yeah, don't get too attached to Grit.
I just got here.
Yeah, and why do you think I'm leaving?
I don't know, man. I didn't know I was that much of a problem.
So
yeah,
Grit,
no, last show, man. Hey, thank you, Austin, AD, ass gallivanting the world in Costa Rica. Last show, thank you. Like, it's been a blast.
So the reason Grit is leaving us is because Grit got a brand new gig producing for Zero Blog 30 on part of the Barstool Sports, and which is an incredible opportunity, which is an awesome gig. Very well deserved, I should say. Grit deserves it more than anyone I can probably think of. I'm stoked for you. So if we had to lose you,
you've met 12 people in your travels today that deserves better shit than me. So like, if you met 13 people, you met 12. So yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right.
we got lucky. This was a blind squirrel and a broken clock, just getting together and just making a happy little family.
Well,
thank you, friend. Thank you.
And so obviously, like, this is his last show because he's starting very soon with Zero Blog 30.
And an hour and 9 minutes.
yeah, true.
Oh, really?
Very soon.
Oh, okay.
Like right after this, he's pulling double duty. AD could not be here.
Mm-hmm.
However, we do have a message from AD that I would like to share.
Okay.
No.
TD here. Just want to give you a quick shout out and congratulations on your retirement. Wishing you nothing but the
Retirement.
He's not retiring. Oh, he's just leaving for somewhere else. Oh. Well, in that case, good luck, Grit. No, but seriously, Grit, you always have a fan for me here, and wishing you nothing but the best, and you don't have to worry about anyone stealing your good back ugly from you anymore. From all of us here at Cork Bats, wishing you nothing but the best, and seriously, we'll be following you the whole way. So, good luck, man.
Oh my gosh, is anyone else getting misty-eyed?
I think that was just the salty breeze in the Mai Tais.
Yeah, he is down in Costa Rica right now, which he just had to rub it in by filming that on the beach. But yeah, so just
when we FaceTimed and when we talked about it, he called from his like freaking cabana at like $9 a minute, I'm sure. FaceTime. Yeah. And let's shout out to Costa Rica's actual reception. That was pretty good quality. I mean, did he have to Dropbox it and send it in 8 different emails and you splice it together?
Yeah, that took 3 weeks to get to me.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Did Costa Rica just get Wi-Fi or something? And I didn't.
It's extreme. It's rapid. I mean, that's good. That's quality.
All right.
I mean, because I know before kids, we used to travel a lot. And that internet was just spotty. Spotty. What are you going to do?
Well, so we're going to try and soak up Grit for as much as we can for this final episode. We got the regular rundown, the good, the back, the ugly. We've got, again, Chris Rongey filling in for AD. Thank you, Ronj. Where can people follow you on online?
You can follow me on Twitter at Chris Rongey. I'm also on Instagram, the exact same thing. So, find me. I post pictures once every 4 years. So
good. You're really selling people to get in and follow you.
If you follow it, then I'll start posting more. How about that?
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Is it like one big Carmen Sandiego, like one map, like every 4 years you lay out another clue, and then eventually you'll have like Skull Island, like all the gold, like just ready to go.
The end of it is you get a new motorbike.
Let's go. Let's go.
If you win, you got to win. You got to win the scavenger hunt, and then you.
But it's like every piece. It's like every piece is like a different part of the bike.
Right, and it's not a good motorcycle.
Oh, it's a shitty one.
Yeah, it's a really bad one.
Oh.
I don't even know if it runs. So.
If you guys want to interact with the show, you can comment along, whether it's on Periscope, YouTube, Facebook. We'll feature them on the podcast. But yeah, hey, I guess let's just get into the final good back ugly. And with AD out, we normally start off with AD. He's the guy who steals all of our good backs and uglies. I guess now we'll start with Grit. Grit, the last rundown, the last good back ugly.
The good, the back, the ugly.
I'm going to try and get through this without crying, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm going to send you some onions. All right, so my good. This is kind of dumb, like most of them have been for me. I finally started throwing away the pandemic food, like that stuff that I never actually eat, but like the boxes of stuff that I was just like, okay, end of the world scenario. This is how I'm going to survive on 12 pounds of ramen, spicy beef.
Mm-hmm.
Finally threw it away, and something.
Siri's trying to get your attention.
Shut up, Siri.
Something.
Work. She's going to kill me one day. But yeah, so I finally started throwing that stuff away. Like I was thinking like that's the only way we were going to make it through. And, it's good to start clearing some stuff off because, we're moving on. What's the dumbest thing you bought that you thought was going to save your life?
We went big in the canned food department, and I don't think we've opened a single can.
And you've still got it all.
Pandemic started. Oh yeah, it's in the back of the pantry.
I did get a bunch of soup, and I've eaten a lot of the soup. So
well, you've always been a soup guy, haven't you?
I love soup. How could you not like soup?
Name a soup.
It's very versatile. You can have it any time of day.
Quick, name a soup.
Name a soup.
Name a soup. I got a lentil in there right now.
Ooh, that was.
It's lentil.
Not good. Okay,
lentil's good for you, right? It's not.
Your first thought was just sustenance.
Yeah, like
that's it.
I don't want to die in my apartment. And I had a bunch of oatmeal, and I haven't touched a pouch of that shit. Like it's just it's still sitting in there.
This also reminds me. We normally start off the episode with this, but hey, Crit, name a woman.
Did you say Grit or Chris?
Grit.
Oh, me. Okay. I actually didn't use that for filler to get it, but Susan B. Anthony.
Susan B. Anthony. Nice. All right. Chris, name a woman.
Helen Mirren.
All right.
Very nice. Good pull.
Very good.
Pull.
Very good.
Yeah.
Helen Mirren. Yeah, R.I.P.
Famous. Wait, she died?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
She could have. We don't know.
We don't know.
I don't
know if there's any way to I don't know if there's any valid way to prove if Helen Mirren died or not.
I am legitimately sad about this one for Peaky Blinders.
Yes.
Helen. Oh my God, I loved her. Yeah. Dude, she was awesome.
She was only 52.
Cancer, man. Cancer don't know an age.
Yeah.
And you know who she was married to?
Damian Lewis.
Damian Lewis from Billions and
Homeland.
Homeland.
Which I never watched. I just know
I've heard about like they liked him also. And they were just like this awesome everybody likes everybody couple. Like they probably had the best damn dinner parties and all that.
Yeah. They were the Jen and Brad of England.
Was that? Are you sure? I didn't know she was sick. And then, that news crossed a couple of days ago, and I just started watching that show probably, I don't know, a month or so ago. Because people have been telling me you got to watch Peaky.
Same here, man. Same here. I'm in like season 2, I think.
Yeah, and I just started it, and I was into it, waiting for the new season, which I don't think is coming out till next year.
They started filming it a couple months ago in Essex and Birmingham.
Birmingham.
Is she a main character in it? Is she?
She's the matriarch.
Yep.
Well, she was the matriarch.
I'd like to know how they're going to handle that. That sucks.
She is irreplaceable. But like they do weird things. Like from season 1 into season 2, there's like just some weird things. It's like we did all this, but then like, okay, we'll do this. We did all this. All right, we'll do this. At the end of season 2, it's the same way. Sometimes they're just like, yeah, we're British. We do what the hell we want. You know, and it's like, which is very refreshing to American television, I guess. I don't know. Even if it is,
a lot of people die.
Yeah, everybody dies. Everybody
dies.
you know.
But not in real life.
Not in real life. We go on forever.
No.
That was commitment to the show, really.
All right. My back of the week. This is really dumb. Also, I feel like I have to preface all of these with how dumb it is. But my love for the first cell phone I ever, not the first cell phone that I enjoyed. It was great. That was like, oh my God. It was the LG NV, the orange phone. It was a full straight phone, regular small screen, not QWERTY, but the ASDF, the number pad.
T9, right?
Oh, T9.
Yeah.
And you open it up from the side, and it's got like this mini laptop with a full QWERTY and a little like a directional arrow and a full screen and 2 huge speakers. Came out the other day. People were talking about what was your first MP3 player? Like, what was your first one? And that was it for me. Like, that was it for me. I had that thing, all 128 megabytes of like this little SD card that was like, you could fit like terabytes on it now. Dude, I had that thing pump it. Dude, I had DMX, I had TI, I had Deftones, I had everything on it. RIP. And dude, it was loaded up. Dude, that phone was incredible. I had my Pretty Woman moment one day because like I walked through the mall in Pentagon City, Virginia, and I saw it. It was just looking at me. I was missing Tennessee really bad and all the orange, and I just see it, and I'm like, I gotta have it. And I talked to the guy, and he's like, "You're not eligible." And I'm like,
"Screw you, dude."
I'm like, "I have cash." He's like, and this is back in the day when you don't buy a cell phone like that. Like, it was $200, I think. It was what it was when I was like looking it up, because it was just a lot of money for a cell phone at the time. Like, that's not a case and a screen protector nowadays. But I was like, he's like, I'll have to talk to my manager. And I'm like, was she going to help you count the fucking money? And he was like, it was so cool. He's like, all right, would you like your contacts switched over? And, it's like, and I had it, and that was my phone. I laid that cash on the table. Dude, if it would still work and operate today, I would still have that phone. Nothing close.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Do you know what happened to it? Did you sell it, or did you just throw it away?
I just moved on with it. I don't know. I think I moved on. It's probably still here somewhere. I'm looking around this room like I would have put it in this room that I'm in, which is a closet. But yeah, no, I don't know where it is. R.I.P. Gone too soon.
Shout out to Nick's Mind telling you to do beers, Grit. Final episode, do beers. Do you have a beer with you right now?
I do not have a beer with me right now.
Oh.
He
also says, I wish flip phones were more internet compatible.
Compatible, like you could fight? Oh, compatible. Okay.
Compatible. Okay. Yeah, compatible. You can just fight with the internet on your phone. So
what's the deal with the Samsung has the Fold?
Yeah, the new folding screen.
And then the Razr has the one that folds too.
Yep.
Wells in the 360 says, I had that phone. It was epic and way ahead of its time.
And the phone was incredible. Dude, I love it. That was my jam.
What's your
my ugly of the week? All right. Let's talk about sports for some damn reason.
All right. Sure.
Super League.
If we have to.
Super
yeah.
League. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now all these fat cats and all these investment brokers have decided, and they're going to set up this league where 12 of Europe's bigger clubs are breaking off sometime late 2022 when they want to do it. Each of these clubs is getting 3.5 billion euro to join up. And any team that joins into the Super League, you're banned from playing anything else, any other league, anything. You can't even represent your own nation if that's a thing. And it's going to kill off a lot of these clubs, a lot of these small things. And that's what was fun about soccer. It was just like, it was anybody, like when you look at some of these games, there's a man who only gives a shit about soccer because I gamble it.
I was going to say, Grit has become our resident soccer guy just because of his gambling addiction.
Dude, I've made dumb money addiction. I just, my kids are addicted to eating. All right. And I like shoes.
Daddy's
yeah.
Daddy's got to go make the bucks, kids.
Daddy's got to go make the bucks. These Jordans ain't going by themselves at retail.
Do you buy more than because it looks like you just own single shoes?
Single shoes. I have two shoes.
Yeah, he just buys one at a time.
Just one
from behind them.
and then put it on the shelf.
Yep. Just put it on the shelf and just
he'll buy a shoe and then a Funko Pop.
Yeah. And I said it but I have a buddy of mine, same shoe size. He has all my lefts. He has all my lefts, and then every now and then we just kind of switch them out and play them again for the ready day. No, but there's the shoes that I just haven't worn yet, and I like to look at them because they're pretty. And then, I don't know. I'm dumb. All right, we've addressed this, Chris.
Are you afraid to crease your shoes?
No. I wear them.
Are you okay with that? Yeah.
I mean,
because that's like a thing that
This is a no. I mean, I've been wearing these like crazy. It's been my dailies, and I mean, these are better than both of those right now. And
Ron, you were right. Chris Howell says I have the lefts. So Chris has got the.
So like
that's one of my favorite ones right there. So these are the ones. All right. So that's the
right behind you.
That's the Raging. No, it's the 5. That's the 5. That's the Raging Bull. This is the Toro Bravo, the OG Toro Bravo.
Those are 2 different shoes?
Patterns. Yeah, but I've not worn these yet. Those just came out the other day. But yeah, no, I have a problem, all right? I have a problem.
People listening to the podcast this week are like, what the hell are they even talking about?
That's what they get for not watching it live.
Yeah, you should watch live. You should stream it along with all of our friends like Wells in the 360, Nick's Mind, and Chris Howell, who are commenting along with us so far. So basically what this soccer league is, this essentially, and I heard someone make this comparison because I'm not a big soccer guy, but I heard someone make the comparison that it was like when all the teams left the Big East basketball conference. Yeah. And basically joined made the ACC even stronger than it was.
Yeah. But at the same time, it was like, so if you took all those other leagues and they basically had to just cancel their league,
So is the Premier League no more?
As of right now, it's still a thing, but people are saying it can't continue.
And so I've been watching Ted Lasso, and so like the team that Ted Lasso coaches would basically be one of those teams that got screwed.
Yeah, would be done. All of their funding, all their games, because you got to think, in like college football, like I come from a super conference, a super league, the SEC, if you will. Right. Oh yeah, you're there too. I keep forgetting.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool.
I'm messing with you, man. Hey, if I ain't gonna mess with you, who can? So like if to bring a non-conference opponent here, typically we pay them about $1 million, and then they come in and beat our ass, and then we give them $1 million, and they go on about their day. Think about like if you're lowly, like Diggstown, like I'm just making up a movie and calling it a soccer town, and then a whole bunch of Arsenal blokes come through, break all your windows, buy all your beer, and you make basically your entire city's wages out of that match. Dude, that's done now. A lot of these small teams, they're not gonna make it. I don't think they're gonna make it.
The TV money too, right? Because like
ton of TV money.
NBC is, they're airing that stuff, but they're airing, like the big clubs. That's the whole reason they have the package.
I've caught some random because I'll gamble just some unimportant games, but NBC that you'll get some low level matches on there just on TV. But yeah, no, I agree with you on that. And somebody, I forget who it was. Damn, who was it? But anyway, he was talking about, well, that's like the equivalent of like Ohio State getting 1/14 of their revenue share when they have like over 70% of the actual viewers on each of their games. And that makes sense just from a devil's advocate standpoint, but you're killing a lot of clubs, killing a lot of history.
Yeah. Nick's mind asked, like, shouldn't the major conferences of the NCAA do the same thing? But that's like, as a non-soccer fan, is that something we should be worried about in America?
No, they should
eventually coming to either college sports or to the pro leagues here.
My opinion on that, no, because there's one tournament. Super League, they will only allow a certain amount of tournaments. Like 4 of the top five highest paid in basketball coaches didn't even make the Sweet 16 this year. So that would be in the Super League, and then you would get subpar opponents. So these teams, they can't even play together. They can't even represent their own nation. They can't do anything like that. So no. Now, TV deals. We are in the age of the internet, and we are in the age that still has the bullshit blackout restrictions.
Yeah.
Let people pay who they play. I would pay extra if I could get my Braves. And I would do that. I'm blacked out against the Braves and the Reds in this area. And let's change some things up, man. Like, make me pay extra, make some of that money go to the smaller teams, and then y'all do whatever the hell you want. I just want to make sure the little guy gets paid.
That is
watch my games.
What MLB TV, like that whole package deal is an absolute mess. There are places, I think it's the entire state of Iowa, that they are blacked out from 5 teams.
Yeah, same thing with Las Vegas as well.
5?
They can't see the Royals. I think it's Minnesota. I think the Brewers are involved in both Chicago teams. They can't get any of those.
Same thing with Vegas. Vegas can't see any of the California teams.
It's just, I mean,
Padres, Dodgers, Giants, A's,
Bird,
Angels. It's messed up. They need to end that blackout, and I feel like people are pushing back enough. Like, it's getting popular enough to where I think they're eventually going to just cave. Like, they're going to have to, because they can grow so much more.
As long as the regional sports networks have all the authority and the power, that's probably not. I think eventually you're right. It's going to have to happen, but these regional networks, man, they want people watching their shit. They don't want you going to MLB TV.
Yeah. I'm looking at Iowa right now on a map, and they've got the Twins, the Royals, the Cardinals, the Sox, the Cubs, and the Brewers, all within a damn stone throw. Like, if you're in the booger maker of Iowa, you have no baseball you could watch.
Right. And that's outrageous, man. Like, and Iowa has at least one farm team. I know the Iowa Cubs are there. I don't know if they have any others, but presumably if you live in that state, especially if you're up north, you're a Cubs fan, and you're not local Cubs, broadcast area. Yeah. So how the hell do you watch those games if you want to? It's really dumb, but baseball does a lot of stupid.
Oh God, so many dumb things. Like like they're gift sharing and stuff like that. Like, they don't let people do stuff like that.
There is stuff they are trying that I think makes sense, because they're trying to keep people around and bring in younger viewers who they want to be lifelong fans, but they work against themselves a ton too. And it's a shame. Yeah.
I don't know what this podcast is going to do after our soccer guy moves on. Cause we're going to be out a soccer guy. So if any soccer guys want to apply to fill Grit's seat on the drunk drawer, we'll be looking for a soccer guy, because Grit is probably a soccer guys come.
The seat is very bad. The seat is a Craftsman.
Yeah,
it's not really a good seat. So
that's honestly, the one catch. That's the
honestly,
one catch,
I feel good about your chances.
To be the new soccer guy for the drunk drawer, you have to actually fill his seat, and that is in Grit's closet studio that he built during quarantine into what he has now. So
into a Barstool gig.
Yeah. I mean, it's a launch. That chair is also a launching pad. We forgot to mention.
And I will be launching this son of as soon as the first check comes, I will launch this bitch into the river and buy a better chair. Matter of fact, here we go. I would promise this, but I'll probably not follow through with it either, like I do most of my promises. But I'll try to make sure this guy gets this chair, physically. Like, I'll put it in the mail.
You're going to be like a week into Zero Blog 30, getting, just working with Barstool, and you're going to be in like a recliner. You're going to your whole studio is going to be decked out in gold. You're going to be a changed guy. And I feel like you're going to forget about us.
Yeah, I will. No, I'm actually moving also. Not to New York. I'm just moving in a different thing. All this is going away.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
Were you moving because of the gig, or were you moving?
No, that's totally unrelated. We were moving anyways. The market, I sell lumber. The market is just insane right now. People are paying 30 to 40% over what an actual house should cost. Mm-hmm. So we're going to sell ours, rent for a couple of years, wait on the market to correct it by the correction.
Yeah.
And then, we've been in this house for 13 years. We got a ton of equity. So yeah, it's the time. Good. If anybody can buy right now, anybody can sell right now, sell. Don't buy shit.
Before you tear down your studio, I need you to go through the camera and set it to Green Day's Good Riddance, and just, and give me I hope you had the time of your life.
And then right into September Ends.
Yeah. Wake me up.
But then into Dookie. And then I grab
yeah, Brain Stew.
Yeah, Brain Soup. Sorry, Dookie. Off the album, Dookie.
Ranji, what's your good, bad, ugly?
All right, fellas, my good for the weekend was yesterday in the White Sox-Red Sox game at Fenway Park. Tim Anderson, who played game 1 of the doubleheader but did not play game 2, he's coming back from a hamstring injury, so they're taking it easy with him, right?
Sure.
This dude in the dugout in the middle of the game enjoying an ice cream cone.
I saw that. You tweeted that yesterday.
In the dugout having food. Like, that's just so you guys know, that's not very typical. Like, I mean, they've got gum, they've got sunflower seeds, you can have a power bar or whatever.
Yeah, the double bubble, of course.
To be out there like with a fucking ice cream sundae, right?
Dude, I love it. Normalize ice cream when you want ice cream.
Yes.
Look,
I'm a big proponent of that.
Let's stop pretending like these baseball players are not going back in the clubhouse and popping a shot every now and then and going back out and playing their
American way.
Let's pretend like that's not happening. Let's, like you said, Grit, let's normalize ice cream in the dugout.
Yeah.
And I don't think you stop there. You don't stop with the cone. You want to go full banana split, you get a banana split.
What about like a McFlurry or a Blizzard?
Whatever, man. Go get a concrete. Yeah, turn the thing upside down. Get a Blizzard.
What if you're playing in Chicago? Do you get like an actual Chicago dog?
Yes, whatever you want. You want to have a full meal, you can. Whatever you want.
What did you say? It was the first game so the game he was playing, he was eating the ice cream, or the second game?
Second game. He had the second game, which you could have been a pinch, like a pinch hitter or something later.
Sure. Yeah. No, I think you should be allowed to eat ice cream cones, even if you're on deck.
I don't care. Eat it in the field. I don't care.
Dude, I've seen that.
Yeah,
I've seen them have stuff like that, little candy and stuff like that. Because these sunflower seeds, that's common or whatever.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that like just be in the league long enough that you could slip dumb shit into your contract, and they don't care. Like nobody will ever I will have one thing in my contract that says nobody will ever say no if you want a pretzel, and then you could save it for like the most inopportune moments, anything like that, like pretzel.
Yep,
and they can't say no. Yeah, you're on the mound. You're on the mound, and they have to waste a visit to walk it out to you.
Mm-hmm.
Pretzel.
I'm on board.
Visit. I think it's worth spending a visit to give your pitcher a pretzel with cheese. So we can have a little snack in the middle.
In fact, that's what it should be for the mound visits. Like the manager should go out to the bump, but bring along a concession stand guy,
like a tray of food, or a concession stand guy. That's a good idea.
Like do you want anything?
The shoulder strap and like the big flat carry hot dog,
and make him pay for it. So he's got to go like with the little thing. He's got to go ching, ching. Yeah, he's got to do that thing.
Oh yeah, ting 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 ting.
Yeah, and no cards. No cards.
No cards. Well, you can't. Yeah, you definitely can't have cards.
Not paying with a tap. You got to pay with money, paper money, and coins. And then you get your change on the mound and move on. Look, if the game...
So he goes back, so they can have another mound visit. All right, so he goes back. He takes the order back after he takes the cash. Yeah. The guy runs it out to the bat boy, who runs it out to the catcher, who runs it out to the thing. And it's like the passing it down, like whatever. So it hits every single player in the field before it gets back to the pitcher.
Yeah, throwing around the horn. You're throwing the popcorn around the horn.
If the game's going to take 5 freaking hours anyway, it might as well be because dudes are eating in the middle of the game.
Let's get some snacks going, man.
Would that second mound visit count as having to pull the pitcher?
No, I think it shouldn't count at all.
Okay.
I think it should just be, hey, I need a snack. This at bat's taking forever. I need some motivation. I'll have a snack.
You can start planning your lineups around that. Like, oh yeah, he's got nachos, man. He's got like 8 more batters in him. He's toast.
Yeah. We're gonna have to make a move here quickly. I'm all on board with letting the players do whatever they want. I don't care. There was a time. So Austin knows I used to cover the White Sox, and there was a time they were bad. And a couple of the players, there were pitchers who were starting pitchers, and they weren't playing that day. So on the steps, like there's the dugout, you're sitting in the dugout, and the steps that go up to the rail where you can watch the game. There are these stands, like these, I don't know, like a podium or something, and it had the coolers, like the Gatorade coolers on top of them. Well, underneath that was like a little flip, like a shelf, and it was sort of hidden, and they could store stuff in it. So the pitchers asked I'm not going to name the manager at the time, but they asked the manager. It was September, and they were bad. And the pitchers are like, "Hey, we want to watch college football today. Can we put laptops inside that little shelf that nobody else in the stadium can see? Like if you're sitting in the stands, you can't see it. It's like, can we just huddle around this thing and watch TV?" And he's like, "I don't care. Just don't get caught. Don't let anybody see it." So these dudes are in the dugout in the middle of the game watching college football, not paying attention to what's going on in the field.
Dude, I love it. I literally love it.
In September. Like they're like, "We're bad. We're not going anywhere. We bet on football. Let us watch." So they did.
Wow.
Awesome.
During meaningful baseball time.
I mean, technically, yes.
Yeah. Well, not for them.
Not for them.
So
yeah.
Not in contention at all.
Yeah. I mean, it was awesome. So, like,
what year was this?
Oh, I don't.
You don't want to say, but
I don't want to say because then you'll know who the manager is for sure.
Yeah, just tell us what college football game they were so intently interested in. Then we'll do the math that way.
I don't know.
I could see Dusty Baker saying some shit like that, but that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else.
Well, hell, when you're one of those guys and you like literally have $30,000 to $40,000 a weekend writing on football,
yeah,
you kind of want to watch your investments.
Yeah, right.
Happening. Yeah,
man. What's your back of the week?
My back of the week is, I was thinking about this. I think we should bring back the Perseverance rover from Mars.
Just bring him back already? Like he just got there.
I don't know. Like those guys want to get back. You know, they've been out there already for a month, and I'm sure they're missing their families, and they want to get back to planet Earth. And you know, it's a long journey. So
yeah,
and nothing good happens on Mars. Nothing good. There's no oxygen.
Well, we don't necessarily know that though. How do we know? How do we know like just great things don't happen on Mars? We've only been there like twice.
It's not even worth it, man. Unless they find dinosaur bones, it's just not worth it.
I don't know. I'm wondering if there's like something maybe underneath the surface that we haven't found yet, and like it's going to be like, you know, like there's chocolate inside or something, and it's just going to.
Yes, I know there aren't actual people there. I was joking. But bring back the rover anyway. You think, hey, it's a hell of a feat to get it there and then to land it on the planet. You want to impress me? Bring the damn thing back.
Well, it does something. It does kind of feel like we're getting above our skis here. If we're starting to if we're trying to start to explore other planets, when yet like we've yet to explore the bottom of the ocean or most of the places here on Earth.
Yeah.
Like, don't you think we should cover our own planet before we start moving on to other planets?
Well, Austin, they do explore the bottom of the ocean. There ain't nothing down there you want. It's
well, yeah, but there's parts of the ocean that we can't even get to, though. I feel like we should just get the technology to go to those places and just see what's up.
The pressure, I think it would be harder to do that. And then you're really like gambling. Do you want to put your entire company's worth on the line to maybe say, damn, it's cold, dark, and pressure filled down here?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but what if there's chocolate down there, you know? I'm just saying.
There isn't chocolate down there.
Well, we don't know. You can't say that for sure. You can't say that for sure.
Yeah, we don't know, Ron.
What we do know is there are animals without eyes because they don't need them, you know? Like there's a lot of
they can't find the chocolate.
They'll never find the chocolate. Not down there, not like that. Not without eyes.
Damn.
Not in this economy.
But
really
again,
makes you think.
Really does it?
No, not really. No, not really. Wouldn't you be impressed if they brought back that rover? Like they had all that work to get it out there. Now bring the damn thing back.
But like I feel like he needs to hang out a little bit more. Just let him.
Yeah, he's not done yet. He's still on vacation. I just thought this is totally, and I have to say this right now because if I forget, it's going to drive me nuts, and I won't have a chance to say it again. Did you know that have you ever seen what a whale penis looks like when they're upside down? It looks like Nessie, like the Nessie, like the Loch Ness monster.
Oh yeah, like the head.
Yeah, it looks like somebody actually took pictures of like a whale's penis, like when they're upside down, like just doing their upside down riding, and it looks exactly like Nessie. So if we've all been looking at a picture of a whale's dick, thinking it was like a magical fucking mythical creature, that makes me happy. I'm sorry, that makes me happy.
It makes you like Nessie.
Come on, damn it!
It just makes him real happy.
That one's free.
Yeah. That one was free. That one was free. That one was free. Which, by the way, it's. I love, Grit, that you brought up a whale's penis on your last episode here. Just given that the number of times we've talked about whales' penises on this podcast.
Yeah.
Ranj, I know this is your first time filling in on the Junk Tour.
Talk about it a lot.
We talk about whales' penises.
Define a lot.
Probably more than other podcasts. I'll say that.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
We had a whole discussion one day on a whale's vagina, which I don't know if you know this.
I forgot about the whale's vagina.
Yeah, that was our Frank fact one week. Ranj, a whale's vagina is the size of a living room.
Well, whose living room? Are we talking
that was exactly what I said.
It's a good question.
Living room, because that thing's huge.
Yeah.
Or
I think it depends on the size of the whale.
That is not necessarily true. Sometimes you get a tiny whale and that thing is like giant.
We got to think, the standard living room is probably like what percent of a house? Maybe 25% of the actual square footage of a house, or maybe we'll call it 33 1/3.
Okay.
Sure.
So maybe a whale is standard. I don't know. Yeah. Story's full of holes. Yeah. Story's full of holes.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Yeah. Hey, do you know this giant thing is just really big? Yeah. Come on.
Full of holes. Ron, did you hit us with your back? I don't even know.
I
lost where we are.
I got your back. I had an ugly, and it was Grit's. Grit, it had my exact same ugly, and I was going to go into this whole thing about what these soccer people are doing and how terrible it is, because I have been a lifelong Tottenham Hotspur fan since 2017, and I know that they're part of whatever is going on here. They're one of the 12 teams that's leaving, and then I was going to say I don't know what any of this means, but I know
y'all are in a bad spot. It's
been hard. Tottenham is in the Super League.
Yeah, I think they're one of the 12. Right? Yeah.
Oh, so they're a bunch of dicks, right?
They're a bunch of buttholes. Yeah, and I don't know
what's the ownership. It's the ownership.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. And Tottenham, I know y'all's pain. Y'all have had a rough run. How rough is it going to be now that you get to tell your players they can't do anything else?
Yeah.
How do the players feel about it?
I don't know if they get more money. I don't know.
I've only heard from former players who have gone on some tirades about it, that they think it's terrible.
They've been trying this for a long time.
Yeah.
And so Troops, AFC or something like that. Very Barstool guy, but soccer guy, very loud, just eloquent, but aggressively eloquent.
I love that.
He went on a tirade last night into this morning, and dude, it was perfect. And it was like they did this at the perfect time right now, because there's no fans in the stadiums. That's where the protests would have been. It's Corona, so if you're outside right now, you get locked up, especially if you're protesting with more groups and stuff like that. So these people are just watching their entire things just crumble in front of them, and they feel helpless. They feel hopeless. It's terrible.
Damn.
It sounds bad. I don't know enough about it, but people who are in the sport, everybody that I've heard from is just that they think it's the worst damn thing in the world. So I'd like to see how it ultimately does, shake out. And if it's one of those things that people just forget about it and they move on, because we always get pissed off about something, but then we end up moving on to the next thing and forgetting that we were mad about it, or if it would be like a generational thing where nobody will ever forgive them for all the shit they're doing. I am very curious about that.
Yeah.
Austin, you got some stuff?
I got some stuff. My good of the week. I've got a couple. Baseball, just straight up baseball is my good of the week, because the baseball this weekend was really good. Obviously, Ron, you talked about the ice cream cone in the dugout. Any weekend you can get an ice cream cone in the dugout. Already, that's just a great cue. And then on top of that, Padres Dodgers. I don't know if you guys watched any of this series.
Oh, I
did.
But
even if you watched just a little bit of it, you got, I feel like, just entrenched in this rebutted rivalry.
They hate each other.
Oh, it is incredible.
And hate is not a strong enough word.
if you get Clayton Kershaw cussing like in public, that I think should be like that should be your first tell as to a rivalry being good.
And that game, it was Friday, right? The
Friday night, 12
the
innings
game. That thing was awesome.
Yeah, it ended 11-6. So a lot of people, because it's it's West Coast time, so a lot of people probably woke up the next morning being like, "Why is everyone tweeting about this dumb game?" It ended up 11-6, but it was
a lot closer.
Oh my gosh! Until that 12th inning, it was back and forth. It was Dodgers taking the lead, Padres tying it, Padres taking the lead, Dodgers tying it. It was insane. Apparently, they played 30 innings over the weekend, and I want to say for 26 of them, the score was within 2 runs or less the entire time. So it was a tight series, and it was just you had a couple benches clearing moments. Like it was just good, and I love that for baseball, and I love it because I mean the Dodgers are obviously they're insanely good this year, but if you can get someone in the West to push back on the Dodgers, that's going to make things a lot more interesting, and it's going to be I think it's going to make it that much more great. So
that division, to me, the Padres they're a good team. They're probably going to have to max out, every bit of potential they've got. They're going to have to realize all of it to push the Dodgers, where the Dodgers have a much greater margin for error, so they can get away with a lot more. But it's still going to be a fun race throughout the year. I mean, that'll be the most intriguing divisional race probably of any division in baseball. Nothing that happens in the Central is going to be intriguing because all those teams suck, but one of them has to win. The East, there's some intrigue if the Mets and Phillies end up being really good. The Braves are already going to be there. But I think that division, those two teams, Padres, Dodgers, hell yeah.
Yeah. Fernando Tatis is going to have to play better than he's been playing, though, because I think he's batting 114 or something. He's got a bad shoulder.
He'll pick out of it. He'll pick out of it.
And then first of all, him homering on Friday night was awesome.
It was
his first at bat back from the bad shoulder in a rivalry. That was incredible. But defensively, Fernando Tatis has really got to pick it up because he is bad defensively.
He's made 7 errors already.
Yeah, he's played 7 games and committed 7 errors. So it's not great. My other good of the week, Villanova quarterbacks. I don't know. You guys probably saw it. I didn't even know Villanova had a football program. And the kid, they're playing Delaware over the weekend. Quarterback rolls out to his right, gets tripped up, and as he's falling, he just throws behind his back, completes for a touchdown. One of the most insane touchdown passes I've ever seen in my life. Phenomenal. If you have a program like Villanova, to where everyone knows you have a basketball program, and even though they did still lose, they lost 27-20. The fact that that's what you need to get your football program on the map, being oh hey, we also have a football program. Just and crazy behind the back passes like that.
Fade away. I mean, it's basketball shit. I mean, they're literally doing basketball shit with football.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Play basketball on turf, like they say. They just take it, and so then people will be like, "Oh, Villanova also has a football program. Did not know that."
Wait till you see their tennis team.
Yeah, right. Yeah. They just do alley oops in doubles tennis. My back of the week. Again, baseball. Baseball is both my good and my back. And I say this because, and we kind of talked about it a little bit with the streaming, but baseball, apparently MLB TV registered the most watched 18-day period in its 20 season history, including the 7 most watched days ever. Fans have already watched over 1.34 billion minutes of live games, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. That's I as a baseball fan, I love to hear this. But I also think how much bigger those numbers would be if people could watch teams in their own market.
I was just thinking about that. Y'all talking about Padres Giants, or was it Padres Dodgers or Padres Dodgers? I'm sorry.
Padres Dodgers. Yeah.
I'm really tired. Dude, you got to think they've got to be blacked out in their areas if they don't have that stuff. I was Vince Scully wouldn't put up with this shit. I need Vince Scully to be the fucking voice of reason here and let people talk to them, because they can't even watch it.
No. Well, and what's frustrating is I was living in Southern California during Vin Scully's last years, like his last 2 or 3 seasons commentating.
Right?
Working.
What?
Last year's working. You got to be careful with that one.
What'd you say?
And you said Vince Scully's last year's.
Oh, his last year's working. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yes.
No.
I mean, we're probably not wrong, but I don't know.
He didn't go the ways of Helen Mirren. And obviously the Dodgers had that new baseball network that wasn't being picked up by cable companies because it would have upped everyone's bills, and they weren't going to do that. And you couldn't watch on MLB TV because you're blacked out. So I missed out on freaking watching Vince Scully call his final seasons of baseball because of the damn blackout rules, and just because MLB just doesn't have limits on TV deals and crap like that. So it's kind of annoying. I think the Cubs are going through something similar, but I think they were able to resolve it a lot sooner with the Marquee Network.
Network. Yeah,
Marquee's
they made Marquee work.
Yeah, they're owned by Sinclair. So Sinclair has been doing that around the country for the last few years with their regional sports networks. So Austin, where you and I live right now, the Bally Sports Midwest.
Yeah.
Like the Cardinals and Blues are on. I have YouTube TV, and I switched to YouTube at some point. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, because before that I was using PlayStation View. Remember View was their streaming service?
Yeah.
We went away, and I'm like, well, I got to find something else. I found YouTube. It had the, Fox Sports Midwest or whatever on it. And then Sinclair pulled that shit again with them, and they took it off. I'm like, you know what? Screw you, buttholes. I am not switching again. I got YouTube. You all figure it out. If your network winds up back on this service, great. If it doesn't, get bent. I don't care. I'm keeping it. So, and that's going on everywhere. Like, there are a lot of places that's happening. If you just let people watch your sport on MLB TV, there's none of this problem. But I don't know how it serves the sport long term. That's very short term thinking.
Yeah, if you want to get people, make it easy for people to watch your stuff.
Correct.
The world is going digital, right? Make it easier for people, and you will get more viewers, and then you'll get the generations of fans, who grow up watching baseball, and then it'll only help in the long run.
Austin, you were real quick talking about the Padres Dodgers game from the other night and how good the series has been. And I was thinking, you're back because you were talking about the near brawl that almost happened.
Yeah.
Your back should have been.
What?
Your back should have been the bullpen. When a fight like that happens, should go back to the fucking bullpen, because by the time you get into the mix, the shit's over already, and you look stupid running. 150 yards from the bullpen to get involved in a fight that you weren't even. You're just sitting out there.
You spilled your fucking ice cream. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
Go back to the bullpen. You look stupid.
Yeah, which going back to the ice cream in the dugout, maybe that's why if there was an ice cream machine in the bullpen, I guarantee you guys would not be willing to clear the bullpen as quickly as they do.
Hey, you guys started this shit on the field. I'm not dealing with it. I'm in the bullpen enjoying my ice cream.
Yeah,
you have fun in your fight.
I love a benches clearing anything, just when, because it, gets the, oh my gosh, something's happening. But then I do, there's that letdown when I see the cavalry coming in from the bullpen.
So dumb.
Yeah.
It looks like it's the exact same. Like, okay, if your house is on fire, it's like calling the fire department in the next town over to come help.
Yeah, right. Like, because by the time they get there, the fire is going to be put out.
Yes.
And most of the time with these benches clearing brawls, there's never even a fire. It's just words being exchanged.
A lot of them are coming out. They look like, they might be trying to hoof it at that point, but some of them look like that aggressive, like trying to walk across the street when somebody's like coming up and they let you go, that they step it up just a little bit more. Now, I saw you in warm-ups. Your high knees were faster than that, right? So,
It's just eyewash. That's what it is. I'm running in from the bullpen to protect my teammates. No, you're not. Taking your time.
My other back of the week is my back. I threw it out last week.
You did?
It sucks. Yeah.
It
was bad. I kind of don't want to tell you, but I'm going to anyway. I was doing jump squats. And I feel like that's messed up because I was trying to be healthy, and in turn I end up hurting myself even more. Like I feel like the human body should be immune from getting injured doing things like that are exercise related. Like if I was reaching up for if I was laying down on a hammock and reaching up for a beer and I pulled out my back, that would make sense. I'm being lazy. That makes sense. But if I'm actually doing jump squats.
Once you break 30, you're never allowed to do a workout that is two opposite words.
That's a great point.
Squat. So you just have to stop doing.
I need to do either jumps or squats, but not combined.
Not squats.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good and great. You're slightly older than me, so you can attest to this. So I appreciate that wisdom being passed down to me.
When you get to my age, you can't do one or the other.
Yeah.
So So
you just can't do any exercise.
I can't jump or squat. I'm just right in that middle. Just right in that little.
I'm not doing any combos.
Yeah, no. Come on, the ropes course. Yeah, come on.
One thing at a time. For
what do you think I'm made out of?
Yeah, no, come on.
Adamantium. So I'm just going to go ahead and say you deserve that.
Okay. All right. I'll take it. No,
you don't have a choice. You're not going to do shit because you can't. You threw your back out. What are you going to do to me?
I can't get up and fight. That's for sure. I can barely even get up.
I'm not touching you. I'm
gonna have to go lay down after this podcast.
My other
good back and ugly. Again, another baseball is my ugly again.
There's a theme.
I'm going 3 for 3 with baseball.
There's a theme today.
Nick Castellanos' appeal was denied. I think that was the dumbest thing in the world. I think that is so dumb. That he even got suspended because of all the people in that whole brouhaha, I think he did the least. Flexing.
He instigated it. He started the whole thing, but fine the dude. He doesn't deserve to sit for 2 games for that.
Well, exactly. Yeah, fine him. Because that's what they do in NBA all the time. They'll fine guys all the time, but they'll never suspend them.
Kevin Durant for talking shit to Michael.
Yeah,
Brown.
in DMs. Right, exactly.
Like what,
just
50K?
Naughty DMs.
For being aggressively online. They find that man $50,000.
Nick Castellanos flexes, and yeah, you're right, Ron. She did instigate the whole thing.
And this goes back to what Ronji says, though. You want these kids enjoying baseball. What's more fun than that, dude? How many people had that poster of Nolan Ryan giving old Buddy the business and bloody nosed up? Dude, I love it.
Yeah, and then Castellanos literally walks away immediately. After it all went down, he didn't do anything. He didn't fight or it's so dumb. But if they would have taken away the actual fine, it would have been kind of look, I really want to take this fine away, but if I do it, dude, you are all the way out on your own on this. I kind of have to hold it on so they can hate me also. So it's not just you. So this is kind of dude, don't do it again, or I don't care. You could be like Joe West. Yeah. My other ugly is Joe Buck hate, which apparently this also could have been my back of the week. Joe Buck is hate because people, I guess, so he's going to be doing some episodes of Jeopardy,
right?
And people don't like this, which I don't fully understand because I thought we got to that point where we started to like Joe Buck again. I did, at least personally. I like Joe Buck. I think he's great at what he does, and I think he has enough personality and self-awareness to where he's. He makes for a great broadcast every week, but people hate him because they think he hates their teams or whatever. And now the Jeopardy crowd is stepping in and hating on him too because they don't want him to host Jeopardy.
Number one, they don't know him from sports.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, he sounds like a deer.
I think he would be. I could be wrong here. I think he would be great at Jeopardy.
Yeah, I don't care if he's on it or not. I don't think I'm gonna watch it either way. Here's the thing about Joe Buck. He has become the Nickelback of broadcasters, where it's just the thing to do to pile on him. People make fun. Nickelback does suck, but Nickelback, people make fun of them like they know anything about them at all. You probably couldn't pick out a Nickelback song, but it's the thing to do to make fun of them.
Right.
It's the thing to do to pile on Joe Buck. That's why people do it. And it started probably 16, 17 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. Just for whatever reason, he's the guy that everybody goes after. And so then other people feel like, well, I got to hate him too. Here's my joke.
Right.
Or do you think that the actual powers that be have, okay, and there's this one thing, it's totally unrelated to that, but Louis C.K., his TV show back in the day, he had a thing where there was a scenario that he was going to be replacing David Letterman. And then I think like some weird like behind the scenes stuff goes. And there's an actor who just nailed this like just 5.5, 6 minute monologue. And he just toasted that whole thing up. And it kind of goes to that angle about everything that happens behind the scenes and the work that goes. Do you think Joe Buck is basically like a what do you call it? When there's like a honeypot, like he's the honeypot that people are just going to like focus all their aggression on, or the proxy. I can't think of the word anyways. But they put all this energy and all this focus on him, and they're like, okay, they're going to hate this guy. So no matter who we wheel out after him, they'll be okay with it.
You mean when it comes to Jeopardy, that like he's not Alex Trebek, so it doesn't matter who it is, they're not going to like him?
They're just going to hate Joe Buck for anything that they put him up against. Yeah, so they might as well like go ahead and do it like a palate cleanser. Like, well, hey, we tried Joe Buck, y'all said no, so here's
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
here's Frank Caliendo, and
you know who they want. Jeopardy fans want LeVar Burton, which I mean, as a Reading Rainbow guy growing up, I would be down for.
Yeah, I met LeVar Burton. He's nice.
Did you? Oh man,
he could be the Jeopardy host.
He was great in Community too. I don't know if you guys remember. If you ever watched Community?
No.
Oh, it's great. Troy Barnes was obsessed with LeVar Burton, and so they got him onto the show, or I mean, they got him, to make a cameo, and then Troy Barnes could not. Who was played by what's his name? Why am I blanking on his name?
Chris Pratt.
Childish Gambino.
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Donald Glover plays Troy Barnes. So when he finally comes on the show, Troy Barnes in the show is very just like can only look at him. You've seen probably a lot of memes from it.
Dude, I love it. But then like towards the end of it, well, no spoilers, but like he gets over his thing, and it's like the whole reading, and he's like in the corner crying, like, take a look, it's in a book. I just wanted to wait, what did he say? I just wanted a signed 8x10 picture. I didn't want to meet him.
Yeah, he didn't want to meet him.
Torturing him. Oh, dude, it's so man. All right. Community is such a slept-on show. Dan Harmon, the Russo brothers, while they're doing the Avengers, and it's all sneaky and private and all that, they sneak in all these little Avenger things. Allison Brie is Coat Check Girl, who has a brief relationship with Abed, who was in Captain America. There's so many little Community things slipped in. Every character in that show, other than I think even Gillian, I think got in, but I really think it's even Chang got in there.
Yeah.
Annie Edison, the girl who played the Netflix girl, I think she's the only one that didn't get on the Avengers. Like it's insane. Like every single. Oh, and Bill Murray because I hate it. No, Bill Murray, Chevy Chase.
Chase.
I get those
Chevy Chase. That was an awkward ending there. And then last ugly Ben Askren's boxing ability. That was bad.
That was a dive.
That was as a Mizzou guy. Hated to see him go down. That was ugly, especially to a YouTuber. Like, was it Jake or Logan Paul?
It was Jake. Everything
Paul.
Is Jake.
Gosh,
is it all Jake?
And he's the worst of the two Paul brothers, right?
I can you pick one?
The lesser of two evils.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I hope they have a brother named Paul that like we don't know about, like Paul. Yeah. And like he's just like normal. Like he's like, he's
automatically the best of the Paul brothers.
I'm Paul. There's my crazy brothers. I'm sorry.
Paul.
But then we all love him. He becomes America's sweetheart and later hosts Jeopardy.
Yeah. There 100% needs to be a Dick Paul.
Dick Paul.
This is my brother Dick.
This is Richie Paul.
So wait, the Paul brothers, first of all, it's Logan, right? Logan was the first one. And he got famous for doing splits in public. Wasn't that his bit?
Is that what he did?
Yeah, like he would just be in the middle of public, and then he would just drop down into splits, and then he would do like a super cut of him dropping down into splits in a public, and people going like, "Oh my gosh!" Like this.
A dollar in a dream is all it takes.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
For that.
That doesn't surprise me at all. All I remember is one of them went to that like suicide force in Japan, and like made a bunch of like suicide jokes, and then this was like before people could actually get canceled. It was just when people got fully mad at you online. And so he didn't go away for good. He just, had to release an apology video and then was right back to normal, making dumb videos on YouTube.
Austin, nobody's ever actually getting canceled. The only way you get canceled is to go to prison.
I feel like nowadays you get somewhat canceled.
Canceled is still out there.
Well, they're still out there, but like they don't have jobs.
You cannot cancel me as I talk to you behind this lectern to a bunch of cameras. You can't cancel me. Oh, really?
All right, before we get out of here, got to end with the Frank fact. Now, the Frank fact, Ranj, since you are our guest host, this is your first time on the Junk Drawer. I'll fill you in on what the Frank fact is.
Okay.
And then I'll fill you on what it really is.
So
I want to hear both.
So
you're going to hear both.
Our good friend Frank used to write and do stuff with cork bats. He's a junkie, listens to the podcast all the time. He always gives us a fact to end the week with, a fun fact, and they're really interesting. The whale's vagina fact that we were talking about earlier, that was a Frank fact from a previous episode.
Okay.
The AD and I love the Frank fact because it's interesting and it creates great discussion amongst us. Grit, however, he will entertain the discussion and he will partake in it, but he hates the Frank fact because he never believes it. Frank could say the sky is blue, and Grit would be like, "Whoa, hang on one second. I don't think that's true." Grit is obviously a huge Tennessee guy. Frank is a massive Kentucky guy, so I think that might be where it stems from.
All right,
but I'm not sure. I've never gotten to the root of it. But this being Grit's final Frank fact, I don't know. Grit, do you got anything before we get to this?
I don't know what to expect out of Frank. I know it's going to be great. Frank, it's been a long, hard fight, and I don't think we're done yet. I think we'll get one or two more down the road, but one day you got to reveal yourself to me.
Oh yeah, we definitely do have to make that meeting happen somehow, some way. Get Frank and Grit together face to face. That would be phenomenal. All right, so this week's Frank fact is, and you guys may have actually heard this one before. I think I have. But this week's Frank fact, the original name for the band Pearl Jam was Mookie Blaylock.
That's right. That's true.
Mookie Blaylock. Yeah, great. Are you gonna try and discredit that one?
So Mookie Blaylock. I'm trying to get like my time frames right. Mookie Blaylock was not a star when Pearl Jam was coming up.
I'm sure he was known. He was probably in the NBA.
I think the time frame. No, Mookie was. This is a different Mookie, right? Is he being named after a different Mookie? Is there like
Mookie Blaylock was drafted in 1989.
Yeah, 89.
And Pearl Jam was
big in the 90s.
Were they that damn corny that they just saw a guy on TV? It was like, we totally resemble Mookie Blaylock. Let's go ahead and be the Mookies.
So they formed in Seattle.
Yeah, we're the Mookies.
When people say we're Mookieing around.
We're too busy playing.
Yeah, so they were started in Seattle. Yeah, in reference. Okay, so the band took the name Mookie Blaylock in reference to the then active basketball player.
Jeez, douchebags, Eddie, you son of a bitch. Wait,
Mookie Blaylock soon signed to Epic Records and renamed themselves Pearl Jam.
So
I think it's a better name.
Didn't they change their name because there was like an issue, like a legal issue with that, right?
Oh, I'm sure it was, because if they didn't change their name until after they were signed to Epic Records. Epic Records probably stepped in and said, "Look, we can't."
Right.
Yeah, we can't do this.
That story's been out there forever.
But Band of Horses. I don't know if you guys listen to Band of Horses, but they have a song "Det Left Shrimp," which
I've heard Band of Horses back in the day.
Band of Horses,
really
great band.
Chill vibes, yeah.
Very chill vibes. One of my favorite bands. Det Left Shrimp. I feel like if you have an issue with the band name, couldn't you also have legal ramifications with the song name?
I don't know the answer to that question. That's a great question, buddy.
Thank you.
I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe like, okay, because a song is just a song.
Right.
That's not a person. That's not who you are.
Yeah.
A band is who you are.
That's deep.
Because there's nobody going to be like,
I know what he's getting at, and I think he's on to something here. I think
so like if me, the artist,
a song is just a song.
Sure.
But a
Well, no,
band,
if you're a public
you
figure,
are.
somebody can write something about you, and I don't think they have to have permission to put your name in it, but they can't have their whole entire act named after you.
Okay.
But I can write a blog.
Yeah, because then you would say like Mookie Blaylock's going to be here at this bar
right
Saturday at 9 p.m. That's what Bare Naked Ladies did. That's how Bare Naked Ladies got their name. They wanted people to show up to their gigs, and so they named themselves Bare Naked Ladies. So it was like Bare Naked Ladies tonight at 11 p.m. And so people would pack out expecting to see some nudie chicks, but instead it was just a bunch of Canadian singers.
Yeah. And Canadians are going to fall for that. Like, oh, there's Bare Naked Ladies, eh? At the bar tonight. You want to go? Yeah.
So what was the band Bush thinking?
There it is. That one was free.
Meatloaf.
You don't even have to pay for that one. That one was free.
Speaking of Bush, I'm talking like the actual band Bush, not the other guy.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Gavin Rossdale's like an actor too. He's in movie. I swear to God, I just watched.
He's actually Colin Farrell.
Oh, same guy. That does make sense.
Yeah. See, people. Yeah.
All of his wristbands.
He killed it in Tigerland.
He's in Constantine, and
that'd be Colin Farrell.
No, Gavin Rossdale.
Yeah, Gavin Ross. I swear to God.
Okay, well, I thought Colin Farrell was in fucking that movie. Damn.
That's funny.
What was I watching? Man. I don't know. Anyway, but so speaking of Bush, that's what made me think of it.
Fellas, I got a ride.
Grit, dude. This is sad, and I've been putting it off. But look, I feel like if we were legally able to play music on this podcast, this is when I would cue the vitamin C. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together.
Vitamin C.
As our lives change. No one else.
For whatever.
We will still be friends forever. Damn. Grit,
Nailed it.
Listen.
Nailed it.
Grit, when we started this podcast almost a year ago, I did not think that we would make it into what it is today. And I didn't think that we would become as good of friends as we have over the last year. And I'm excited for you. I'm stoked. I wish you nothing but the best. I know you're going to absolutely kill it because you're insanely talented, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to do a damn podcast with you. I love you, and I hope you just go out and freaking crush it at Barstool.
Thank you, Ron. We made this really awkward, but
Good luck.
Yeah, Ron just like, hey guys, I just got here first.
Yeah, I'm glad I walked into this. This is like walking into a room with two people having sex, and then you can't leave.
Yeah. Like that's my ride. Like that's my ride.
Ron, you have to watch now.
Son of a bitch! Like I can't, and you guys aren't going to stop. Like
my car. Hey, the car keys are in my pocket.
Yeah,
you're still wearing your pants. Just get them.
Clockwork Orange. We're gonna have that thing on your eyelids to where you just have to.
Yeah, watch it. Like you just have no respect for me whatsoever. You two are banging, and I'm locked in the room, and you know I'm there.
There's ice cream in the freezer.
Yeah, you're just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Can't get out of this room. No, good luck.
Might as well just have some sex too. You know?
Yeah, yeah. Just join in. Join in.
Yeah,
I'm touch.
I'm just gonna bring my sword over and like, guys, don't forget about me.
Yeah.
So good luck. Oh, I don't know. I just said that. Hey, good luck to you. That's a good gig. So go kill it, man.
Right,
not literally. Don't kill anybody because then you'll end up canceled in prison.
I learned from Mr. Rongey that no one can be canceled.
You can't be canceled.
No one can be canceled. You can't be canceled.
That's it.
Yeah. So take that with you into your next gig with Barstool. Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and just start trying to get canceled just off the bat, and they say, "Would you? Well, he's improved so much. We don't want to kill him every day."
All right,
Fellas.
Grit. I love you, man. Good luck.
Love you, buddy.
And can you remind me one more time? How do you end this thing? What is it? What's the wording?
It's ahoy. Damn it.
Oh, that's right. Ahoy.